Well, hey, we're here at Gunners Firearms talking to Maggie again. Maggie, it's always good to see you.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, something we were talking about last night, actually, when I was up here, that Brian talked about. Maybe he can come and speak to this a little bit. But we talked about this months ago. In addition, last night, we talked about how everybody's kind of returning ARs. That there's this mass return, or at least there was a return in ARs for a while, and a lot of it had to do with the assault weapons ban, which is still up for vote in Senate. And I don't know if you've seen the list of guns essentially it's easier for them to say in that bill what guns they will allow than what guns they won't allow. So a lot of people are just getting rid of their ARs in a fear that they won't be able to own them in the near future, which is foolish in the first place. So now what we have is this it's seemingly a surplus of ARs that are very, very affordable.
So affordable.
It's kind of almost ridiculous, actually.
Right? As my cousin Brian said, inflation hasn't hit the AR market the way it has other firearms. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking to pick something up on the cheap, now would be the time to do it.
Yes.
Because you can find stuff in the $400 price range, and people are like, oh, I remember when XYZ happened, or several years ago I bought one and I spent almost $1,000 to buy this, and you're telling me I can get another one and it's only exactly like it, and it's only going to be like $400, $500?
Right.
Yeah, I'm in. So.
Well, and I think that fear, because I think it's a fear. It's fear-based. It's fear-driven. So it's really fear has, if I understand this right, driven the price down. Is really kind of what's taking place. Is people are afraid of, well, I don't want to buy that. They're just going to take it from me. But it was something that Brian said last night. Brian, do you mind talking to this? Is that all right? It's really, and you kind of brought it up, is you can't really look at, let's go right there. You can't really look at necessarily what we think will happen or what we believe has happened, but you mentioned that it's really, you got to look at history. So
the historical.
What do you kind of mean by it? Because I know what you're getting at, but why don't you share what that is? Because way we can at least eliminate some of this.
So none of us have a crystal ball, so I look back at historically what has happened, and people are fear driven. And I also say greed driven, because people always see prices going up and they're like, okay, we want to jump in and start buying versus, buying right now when the prices are low. But historically, when you did buy something, they did pass legislation, you were kind of grandfathered in, when the Clinton ban came in, even in the 80s with the Reagan ban on some NFA items, you're given the free tax stamp and you were able to keep your weapons and nobody took anything away from you. Just like it is right now on the pistol braces. No one's actually taking anything away from you. They're giving you a route or multiple avenues to take to keep your weapon. So yeah. It would be a great time now, is what I was telling you when we last talked, is right now ARs are low. There's a lot of supply. The demand is low. Just like Maggie was talking about ammunition. Not only, I'm not saying there's a huge supply of 9mm and 5.56, but there's a large supply, but the demand is low. So the prices are coming down on that. And I kind of made a smart comment about, the AR market is inflation free. And it really has been.
It's the same. It's like everything else. It's like it's gone up, or you have to wait 6 months to get it.
Right. And then 9mm obviously is way more higher than it was in 2019.
Sure.
But the ARs, they're the same price, if sometimes cheaper than they were in 2019, which was a great time to buy in 2019.
Yeah, it really was.
You probably know, well, I'm sure you know a lot more about this, but when the original weapons ban took place in the Clinton era, and there was kind of this idea, like sometimes I'd come into a gun store and there'd be an AR and they'd say, oh, that's a pre-ban, which made it more valuable. Is that that's the idea, is those guns were grandfathered in, so they have...
Right, that would be my idea. Anything could change. Like I said, I don't have a crystal ball, but that's how I would look at it.
Interesting. So it's almost your rifles, and I don't believe this assault weapons ban will go through. I pray it does not, mostly because the list of guns that they say will be acceptable, and this is all long guns, is a pretty short list. I don't know if you've seen that list. It's in the weapons ban. if you go to the writing of the bill, it'll say, here's the weapons that won't be banned. The long guns that won't be banned. And it's like Benelli shotguns, bolt rifles, anything that has a pistol grip, magazine, it's all gone off of there. The most aggressive rifle I saw in there was an SKS, but it has to have the fixed 10-round magazine in there. It was really a terrible list. So I pray it doesn't go through, but I think it might be smart to, if you were a wise person, kind of like if I could go back in time, I certainly would have bought Bitcoin about 20 years ago. So knowing that if these things possibly did get banned, it really is good timing to buy them right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
yeah, move them. Yeah, like stock up while you can.
There's always the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Now's the
time to woulda, coulda, shoulda.
That's it. While
right.
you can still afford it, while they still exist, you better get your hands on it.
Because those pre-ban rifles, they're always, you just say pre-ban and it like adds $1,000 to it is what it seems like. And I don't even know what that even means. I know what the idea is, but...
Well, yeah, back in the, when Clinton did that in the 90s, yeah.
That was just bizarre. You guys, thank you so much. I always appreciate you letting me come and visit here at Gunners. Love this place.
We like you, Mark.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's always good to be welcome, and you guys are always so darn welcoming here. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being.
Awesome.
See you next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.